the man.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking up in the sky. I'm trying to start the constellation stars as we speak.
Constellations, yes.
Yeah. It's it's daylight. I guess I can't really see the stars yet.
Wacky do upside down coolest constellations.
But we're gonna be talking about the constellation stars today. Oh, that is so weird. How'd that happen?
What's up?
I'm sorry. My background was the background on Friday. I'm like, where's my constellation picture behind it?
I was wondering about it. I was like, I thought you had a whole cool thumbnail rolling here. There's some. It's like, wait, we got the constellations going on here.
Well, technically, I actually, it was a toss-up because I actually made two thumbnails in a way. And hold on a second. Let me do this. I actually sent you an email actually about it over the weekend to see which one you liked better.
Oh shit! I didn't know that. I thought they were both.
No, you never responded. So that's
I thought they were both. I thought you were just showing me.
I was like, because I was creating this thumbnail, and I was like, I took the lines. You know how you saw the white lines, the white dots on the pictures. I was like, do I want to put that over any kind of sky, or do I want to put that over a matrix? So I did both, and I sent it to you to see which one you like better. Do you like the one over the matrix, or do you like the one over the blue sky?
Well, I like the one for scientific purposes. It's better for that one. The other one looks cool though. For science, that looks cool though. That looks badass.
No, it took some work. It's not as easy as people think it is. So I was like you. The sky makes more sense.
Yeah, for the show.
The purple clouds aren't lining up exactly where the dots are, but I wanted to give it a little pizzazz. So I put over the matrix. I'm like, damn, that matrix looks pretty cool too.
Yeah, I know. I see you say. Unfortunately, we are scientists first, and we got to do it. Yeah, either way, the other way is badass. You maybe switch it out in the middle of the show. How about that? A little bit of both.
It was just fun. So I'm like, I wonder what Bob thinks.
We're about science and magic, so we could do a combination of both. Switch it out.
Yeah, man, it is interesting, and it's, you know, it's funny. And Bob, I'm not taking shots at nobody. I swear to God, I'm not. But as soon as I put this link up, right, I get some emails. I guess they're from the Flat Earth community, and I'm not putting anybody down. But as soon as I put that up, dude, stars aren't real. I'm not lying. I'm like, dude, it's just a thumbnail. We're gonna talk about it. I'm not telling you what you. I'm not putting this thumbnail up to say Earth is round or flat. Okay, stop sitting. I swear to you, Bob, 30 minutes. 30 minutes. And I'm like, damn.
It's like slow it down. Now we are a non-biased. I am a chaotic, neutral motherfucker. And everyone knows our show knows we go. We round it off to everybody's level where you guys can take from it what you want. Sometimes the information you hear is the narrative. That means that's what is going out there. So you could write it down and then have a laugh at it if you want to, or you could put it with your data and then add it to what you already have. Again, you can't ban information no matter where it comes from. It's Sun Tzu, The Art of War. You got to know what the enemy, if the round earth is your enemy, it's good to know what the round earth people are saying.
I know.
For you guys. Let us tell you.
And I did get an email from a Matrix person. It goes, okay, dude, the Matrix is the one that's changing the stars. It's not Magello or nothing. And I'm sitting there like, damn, I haven't even started the show yet.
You probably could be right.
I'm getting these emails. That's fake. We live in a fish bowl. And then the Matrix. No, the Matrix is changing. I'm like, guys, he's already yet.
That's the idea. It's the conversation. This is the fun part. We get everybody together to have the conversation. Let's say it first. Let's not ban the books yet. Let's not throw the baby out with the bathwater.
Carlo Webster, the stars are real. They are just not what we've been told they are. Hey, Hey, Carla, listen, me and Bob different on a lot of things. I think
Yeah.
space is real. I think it's all real. Now you're right. Are we not been told exactly what's kind of up there? That's a good point. That I can't tell you because I've never been up there. I never.
And I'm going to address that.
So all the information that I get is from the media. I mean,
I'm going to address that.
You know, that's the truth. That's all the information that I get is from the media. So I can't tell you.
I'm sending you some stuff right now.
But unless I go up there, I can't tell you exactly what's up there. But in my heart, I know space is real for me. It's plain and simple. It's, you know, I want to do some shout outs for quick and we'll get into it. Tom Murr is here. Tom Murr is a awesome investigator and stuff. And, you know, Tom Murr knows his shit. I love when he sends me some information or puts stuff in the chat. He's a good person to have on your side. He knows his stuff. AGM 1966 is here. I guess he added the 1966 because unless that's a Mandela effect or a paranormal effect, I don't remember seeing a 1966 before. Toronto Road Wars. I always like that name, Toronto Road Wars. That's kind of a cool original name. I like that. Carla Webster is here. Ben In, Tom Peace and Good Day is here. We got Tam Tam. I love that name too. I love Tam Tam. I mean, that's like a one that just rolls off your tongue. Hey, Tam Tam. I like that. Good old Black Sheep researcher, where this person is a fantastic.
Gonna love what I got for tip today.
He does good work. Awesome work on his channel. Let me see here. I'm trying to. I know in the beginning I got Kirk Palistri. He's been a long time listener, so I appreciate him being here. Scott Moore has been a long time listener, so I'm glad to see them here, and so I'm glad to see some people here. And it's a Monday, and it's great. And so what we're gonna do is, I want to start off just to warm up to get more people in. I'm going to pull up a Grandpa's World. We're going to pull them up just to get a little get things started, get more people to come in, and then we'll start. We'll get into what the fuck news, and then we'll get into the skies. We'll get into the stars, baby, the stars. Okay. Now let's see here. Let me do a share screen real quick. Let me pull up my good friend Grandpa. Here we go.
That's going on. My what the fuck news is going up on my channel now, and then you'll be receiving it in an email here shortly, probably within 5 minutes.
You got it. I put Grandpa's World YouTube page in there, and let's see here. Let's look, people. Let's see what he has here. He's got John and Ray saw the animals on their farm running. Emily took pictures of the aliens in her yard. Lee and the shape-shifting alien. I like that one.
All right.
That's kind of, this is about the stars, baby. It's about the stars. So, he only has one view. I got to give him a like because this man deserves it.
Yeah. Let's get more views on this.
Hey, welcome to Grandpa's World. I'm Grandpa. And we're going to talk about Vincent and Martha. They'd saved their entire lives. They'd worked hard over the years. When they finally decided to retire, they decided it was going to buy a cheap RV and travel the country. So they traveled all over Canada, the USA. They didn't believe in UFOs or aliens. They saw everything from Niagara Falls to the Grand Canyon and the Hoover Dam and much more. They loved to fish and often stopped in little towns. They found out where the best fishing spots were. They found a beautiful spot and decided to stay there for a few days. So when they caught enough supper, and I think it was safe to say that RV life was made for them. They pulled up early one night because there was a big storm brewing and they didn't feel safe. So after packing up, they were driving down the road through the country. And as heading to the highway, Vincent was driving when he felt a bump like a flat tire. So he pulled up, got out to look at it. Suddenly Martha started hopping and screaming and pointing. Vincent's eyes followed her finger up to the road where a pond was. There was a spaceship hovering just a couple of feet above the pond. There was a short green person, alien, holding a hose that went from the ship into the pond. They hopped back in the RV with a glass glance at the pond, they seen the spaceship disappear before their very eyes. So they may start believing in UFOs. That's all for Grandpa's World. We'll see you later.
You know what? I gotta watch this one on the right later on. I like the title of his one video down here on the right. No one wants to be the town nut.
Yeah.
The town trusted. Man,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna put it on. I'm not gonna put that on, but I like that title. No one, especially Lisa, the town's trusted bank tailor. I like that. But you know what I like? I love this shirt. I never saw that Goonies shirt before. That style Goonies. With the black shirt and the wheel with the, that's kind of a cool Goonies shirt.
There is a not to change the subject of the shirt Goonies. There is a what they would call the Mandela effect, or I call it a douchebag effect, because everyone I met with a Mandela effect they're a douchebag to me. But anyway, the douchebag effect or Mandela effect, whatever you want to call it. There is an unusual thing, because I was hanging out with a bunch of fucking Brits. We're watching the Goonies. Yeah, I'm a weird guy. And the beginning part of the Goonies, Eric, I forget the name of the character. He goes into the kitchen, and Corey Feldman. I think it's Corey Feldman. Yeah, Corey Feldman.
Yes.
He goes in the kitchen and he talks to the maid in his house, and he speaks in Spanish. So he speaks to the maid in Spanish, and then she does something, whatever, and then the movie moves on. If you watch it now, he never speaks Spanish to the maid. Now, again, it's debunking.
Hold on. I'm trying to. I watch the Goonies a lot. I like the Goonies. Goonies is one of, even as a grown-up kid, it was a fantastic movie. Yeah. She asked Corey Feldman to speak to the maid, because you're right, the maid only speaks Spanish. And he was telling her in Spanish about where all the drugs are and all the sex toys are all at. Now, are you saying that he never said that in Spanish?
In the beginning of the movie, you have to watch it. Now, it's nothing we could put on the show. In fact, your job is to debunk me and make me incorrect. That's what we do. Watch the movie again. Watch the beginning part. Corey Feldman comes into the house and he starts speaking Spanish immediately to the maid. And then the next scene goes on, whatever. It's just the beginning scenes. He doesn't speak Spanish anymore. He just kind of comes in a house with his friends and just kind of meanders around, and then life goes on from there. But he didn't start off speaking Spanish to the maid. I think later on he speaks a little Spanish, but the beginning part he didn't speak any Spanish.
I have to
watch. It's a hard one unless you know it. Now, again,
it's a hard one because I remember in the movie, but I don't remember him speaking to the maid right off the bat until the mother asked him, "Can you talk to her for me in Spanish?" But once I watch it, you know, memories will come back. So I have to rewatch.
Yeah, you have to watch the beginning, because the beginning
that part at all.
This is before anybody tells him to speak Spanish. He just starts speaking Spanish on his own to the maid at the beginning. But it's not there anymore. It might have never been there. And so again, that's why I've debunked it myself. I debunked it. I had friends that go, "I remember him speaking Spanish," and I go, "I do too." But we're probably misremembering.
You're talking about the beginning, because like Carla just says, he talks about bondage gear and drugs. Yeah, apparently it comes with the warning for outrage views now as well. Yeah. But you're just saying he also speaks Spanish in the beginning when they first.
In the beginning, without being told to speak Spanish to the maid, he just speaks it on his own.
Yeah, I don't remember. I'll have to rewatch.
For some of you guys that are kind of weird, I debunked it. I don't think it was ever there. I remember it, but I'm probably misremembering. Watch the show yourself, see what you think. Make your own video about it. I don't care. Moving on. But my video's up. You should be, the what the fuck should be coming in for you to see. Hopefully, unless you want to do yours first, and then we can do mine. Because mine's about the constellations. And yours might be a little bit different. Then we could use mine to jump into the constellations. It's up to you.
No, I have it up. I like to pull it up, let it set in the background for a little bit when everything pulls up. It seems like when you open up tabs on web pages and stuff, it slows everything down. So that's why I always try to pull things up and let it sit there a little bit to go. But mine's not really a huge thing, but it was just interesting because I went to Costco over the weekend, right?
Yeah.
I went to Costco, and Costco, we're buying our groceries, and I have this that you sent me.
Yes.
I want you to read it.
You should make your face full for that one.
Okay. And like I said, so I was at Costco and I was wearing this. You actually sent me this. It said, "See you on the Gypsy Road." Okay. Yeah. So I was wearing this, at Costco. And then when I went to the line, the woman out, the woman, the register actually read this. She goes, "See you on the Gypsy Road." Goes, "What is that?" She was asking. She goes like, "What is that?" I go, "Oh, that is the most open-minded show on YouTube." Right? As I told her, I go, "It's the awesome show." And then she looks at me. "Oh, okay. I might do check that out." But is that another conspiracy theory channel? Because I didn't tell her I was on it.
Yeah.
And then that's what she said. She goes, "Is that just another conspiracy theory channel?" She had that look like, no. We try to debunk everything first or anything. No.
Yeah.
No. It's a channel that we talk about things, and they're not creating conspiracy. They're trying to debunk it. Oh, okay, good. I don't like those conspiracy theory channels. So it makes you think, right? It really makes you think, because when you leave, when somebody says that, that's what the majority of
that's what I've heard too.
And I'm not saying anything that it's going to offend anybody. That people think conspiracy theories, truthers, Mandela effects, paranormal, anything that's not Mary Poppins. That's the first reaction that most people think. It is. I'm not bidding anybody, but that's just the way it is. But it does make you think. And I know it's easy for people like on YouTube or any kind of a streaming service or streaming format. D Live, doesn't matter if you do Twitter, Instagram, and it's very easy to say it's because of the media. And the media has a big part of it. The media is where you get most of your news, your Fox, your CNN,
everything.
But it can also be a little bit of a cop-out too, because it's just not the media; it's everybody, everything, everywhere. So it's just not them. I remember like Quantum this when on his channel. I remember he was speaking one time, and I really respect him. What's his name again? I keep forgetting his name.
Matt. Yeah, he just got his channel strike down, so he's on hiatus.
One of the things that Matt, what I respect is Matt always says, we make it easy for them. That's part of the problem. We make it too easy for the media to pick up on stuff. We do. Yeah. So when we're trying to talk like on this show and all stuff, those reactions are real because when the media hears stories about people on the social network side, they only play the crazy stuff. So what it does is it makes everybody look crazy. Not that what's that, Criminal Minds, not like stuff like that. I mean, Criminal Minds, the Mandela Effect movie. But when the media shows crazy people doing crazy things, it makes us look stupid. It's kind of you could say it's kind of an embarrassment that we receive for a few idiots. And there was a comment that I made on Friday I want to take back. Somebody called me out for good reasons. He goes, Eric, fourth observer said, Eric, you made a comment that truthers are all liars. And I want to take that back. Not all truthers are liars. I'm sorry to say that.
A lot of truthers.
Well, what I'm talking about is the extremes.
Yeah.
Because we got good friends that you could call, you might say they're a truther channel, but they're not. They're more of searching. Yeah. They're more of research. So I want to take that comment back. I meant to say the extreme ones, the ones who go a little extreme. And I want to pull up this one thing. And one of the things that kind of hurts all communities is when people keep on making videos about hospitals. Okay, this is hospitals being overcrowded. When you hear hospitals being overcrowded, it's all in the news that there's nobody there. That's all you hear on YouTube. Nobody's there. Where are all the people in the beds? And this is what people don't understand. That I worked for KCI for 5 years, and we do medical supplies to hospitals. We go to every single floor. what people don't understand is every floor is not the same thing.
Well, the quarantine section. I was over here. One of my roommates had the cornholio, and they went there, and they moved this person to the other part of the building, like the beginning. Yeah. It's all empty. Yeah. It's like but they quarantined area. It was packed.
Yes. Because what people got to understand is ECU, there's ER, there's ICU, there's MICU, and ICU. So what that means is they have, like you said, certain sections for people.
Certain sections,
that has like regular flus or any kind of a sickness. And the reason they have to separate is like open heart recovery area, or people having those sections for people having babies. Okay, you can't bring somebody who has a common flu into those areas, because when you come out of a surgery, your immune system's kind of weakened.
Yeah, they got to put it in a separate area.
Yes, in a common cold. So when you hear that hospitals, they're saying they're full, they're saying their floor that they take care of people with flus and stuff are maxed. And what happens is when they get maxed, right, and if they have to start taking over other areas, Bob, like you're saying, that means in those areas now that had scheduled to do operations, they can't do them.
Yeah.
So when people keep saying, they're empty, their floors that they take care of these people are full.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you got 500 beds, right, 500 rooms, 200 might be assigned to flus, but the rest could be assigned for hearts, could be this. And when people go out and make videos and making fun of all this, what they're doing is they're hurting us. They're hurting the people that are trying to do shows, as making it like we're jokes. So that's what I'm trying to say is people got to stop. Just do your shows, have fun. If you're a Mandela Effect show, be a Mandela Effect show. Don't switch over to a truth side. Truthers, don't flip over to the Mandela Effect side when you're not. Have a good show, have fun, and and stop if you're going to spread something, make sure you research and understand what you're spreading before you're saying it, because you're right, Bob. Shows are getting knocked down.
They're getting knocked down one more.
Because of themselves, not just because of what YouTube's doing. Yeah. We all know what they're doing. So,
well, I debunked why it was packed. I was like, oh, so I was looking up some pamphlets here in jolly old England, north, south, Ireland. Anyway, I'm looking up. I go, wait a minute now. Now I had noticed that the cornholio section was packed. Well, you can't get in there, but it was packed. Now people are like, oh no, was it? No, it was packed, and I know why it was packed. Now outside of whatever it is, they get $500 or 500 pounds.
Yeah, they get money.
They get it. They get 500 pounds to sit at home in quarantine. I go, oh shit! No wonder they're lined up to come in here. I posted, nobody's got no money, so they're going down there hoping to get positive, so they can go get an isolation card. And get the isolation card, they get $500.
Yeah,
so you get $500. I'm like, oh fuck! So I was telling the roommates, I'm not shitting. You guys need to go down and get checked, man. We're broke for Christmas. I want pheasant. I want pheasant for Christmas, and I want good food, man, because we're all buying presents. No one's got no money. So they're going down to see if they got cornholio. I got one friend who's trying to get it so he can get $500.
I know. And there is certain there are certain floors, like when I was working for KCI, that we deliver wound vacs.
Yeah. And
depending on the floor you go to, you have to go to the nurse first. And then they got to make sure you have your gloves, everything on before going to certain rooms, because they can't afford you to spread. So all I'm saying is when you see things that look empty, it might not mean they're empty. The floor that they take care of certain groups could be maxed. And
we're maxed out now with 500 pounds. There are people they're getting cut off on all their funding. Homeless people are going down there. I got cornholio. I need isolation. They get a hotel. They get 500 fucking pounds. I'm like, oh, snap. I need to go down and get me. I don't know what it would it be here for a tourist. If a tourist was over and I've got cornholio, what if they give me 500 pounds in a hotel? I'm like, oh, this is
our
vacation.
good friend Robert Alley showed up. Robert Alley's
Cool.
a great guy. So welcome, Robert Alley. Oh, Red Pill Paul, I never did a shout out for you. So Red Pill Paul. So, and I'm about the show. So everybody, all I'm saying is, when you hear stuff from other people, make sure you research it and call them out. Call people out because when I go to stores, when they think of conspiracy, they think of paranormal, they think of Mandela, they look at like you're an alien, you're crazy, and it's just not the media that's causing that. It's us. Just like Matt says on Conscious Consciousness, we make it too easy for these people. We got to make it harder for these people than making it easy for these people to make fun of us.
And congratulations if you get the cornholio, man. That's 500 pounds, man. Go get it. I don't blame you guys.
If you're in the UK, in America,
I'm sure they don't give you guys no money.
Nope.
Oh shit.
Now, if you're claiming unemployment, yeah, you could get money from unemployment from
yes.
So yes, you're right. So you're all right.
Pack it in. Go get a free stay somewhere. Fuck.
Here we go. Let's play Bob's What the Fuck. But I forgot to play. Hold on. Where is it?
Welcome to What the Fuck News.
All
right. Here we go. Let me press play.
Constellations. I'm taking a long, hard look at constellations. There's a lot of interesting things on here and things I've never seen before, like over here on the far left side. Ophiuchus. It's called Ophiuchus. It sounds like feces, but whatever. I always did say God shit on us. But Ophiuchus, it's a new constellation that I've never heard of. Doesn't mean it didn't exist. It means that I'm an idiot and I've never heard of it. Now, Ophiuchus is very important for a lot of you guys to understand. You see, because there's a lot of wrong information going on out there in this place. Now, as you can see here, here's a book. There's a lot of misinformation going on. About 3,000 years ago, what they call the Babylonians actually had 13 signs in the calendar. The constellations, they had 13. It was 13 for a very long time. And then what they did was they kind of changed it to go for 12. They had 12 zodiac signs, and they took the 13th and they kind of hid it away. So people presently doing all these astrology signs, they're doing it off the 12 cycle. The 12 cycle is incorrect. If you actually take a look at the 13th with Ophiuchus, and you really take a hard, detailed look that I tried to debunk, and I realized that this is correct, because if you look at your constellations, where the sun actually goes through a certain constellation, it goes through correctly when using the 13th sign method and not the 12th. For example, like I used to be, I can't remember, but now I'm a Virgo. I used to be a Libra, and now I'm a Virgo. I wanted to debunk it, so I looked at when the sun actually goes through the constellation, because the idea of the signs is when the sun goes through the constellation, but 100% for real. And it happens to go through a certain time period where it actually changes my birthday, and I am in fact now a Virgo. Anybody born in my time, and a lot of you have the wrong dates, and if you're paying money to these people out there that are giving you your signs and they're using the 12 marker one, they're completely wrong. You're wasting your money. If you do your research and find out it is true that Ophiuchus does exist, and the way the alignment for the sun actually follows the 13th sign one. So I'm just making a real quick what the fuck news, because I've never heard of this. I've never heard of this constellation. And then when I've actually done the critical hard work to see when the sun actually goes through the constellation itself, it turns out that the 13th one is correct. But they wanted you to not know about that. In fact, they really push hard on the number 12. They push hard on that 12 constellation thing, so you guys can always get it wrong. You need to do your research and find out more about Ophiuchus, and he's a guy with the snakes, the two snakes, and all that fun stuff. But do your own research. It's not my job because I don't know anything. I'm an idiot. But this is What the Fuck News, and you guys have a wonderful day.
But you know what? I gotta show you this. I'm gonna show you this in a second. But you know what is hard?
What's that?
I don't know how people could do it if you have to wear glasses at full time. Here,
like reading glasses? Like reading glasses. Oh.
This was hard. I'm serious. This is hard because it stings. That's hard. I'm serious. I'm not trying to make fun of this. But I mean, I just love how it says "See you on the Gypsy Road channel." Actually, you can buy this from my tea tree, people. It's for sale.
There it is.
But
I made it.
It does fog your glasses big time.
Yeah. I got my card, so I just medical carded up with the beard. They don't say nothing.
I like having fun. Gotta have fun.
Medically retarded, so I can't. I'm from Sagittarius arm, and I can't do it. So here's my card. Okay, go ahead.
I'm gonna agree with this guy. This is the best year of my life. I'm having fun and having a great time.
Good for you, man.
No. I'm gonna tell you what. You know what?
Boxcar Willie. I like that.
I like that. It's in a lot of weird ways. It's been fun having like the wife home more than at work. The kids are home. I don't have to drive them to school.
Yeah,
it was fun at the time when the theaters was open. Going in there, taking walks. I mean, as crazy as people make things sound like,
it's not bad.
When you walk out to the streets, everything's normal. I mean, listen. When you were down here, Bob, when we went to the stores, the only thing different was just this. I mean, that's it. If you took it away, everything, Bob, was the same. It was normal. We went through. We were still able to get food.
Fine.
It was almost like nothing. Beyond this, nothing really has changed.
Well, it's a Sims game, man. It's just what the game. It's a game. It's what's going on in the game. So the NPCs or the non-person players or whatever you want to call the other people, I don't know. I don't fucking know them. Whatever you want to call them, the others, the locals, they're not bitching too much. I mean, they're wearing them. I'm like, oh, okay, have a good day. I don't need to, but I don't bother me. Don't bother me.
Mark this, everybody. Mark recording me to say this. In 6 months to a year, when everything is out there where you get like a flu shot, 6 in a year, everything is going to be the same, except maybe like going to concerts. Or now they're saying that you're going to have to show proof that you've been, you've taken a shot. Now, like I said, now there is talks, Bob. I don't know if you heard this one. I know you've been in the UK. I don't know if you heard this, that they might do. This is not a fact or not, but there's a discussion like if you want to continue getting VA benefits and you want to continue to go to the VA hospital, they're saying that if you're a veteran and you do benefits from going to hospital, or you have a service-connected disability, that you might have to take one.
Oh shit! Well, I don't have. Well, my problem is I have. Well, on paper, not anymore. I'm superhuman now, but I have a cirrhosis of the liver, so I'm supposed to be dead. So any kind of shot like that would lower my immune system.
There's going to be exceptions to the rule, of course. There's going to be exceptions, but they're talking about doing it just because most people that have a service-connected usually have medical issues. I have a service-connected disability. You actually have one. So I can see in their minds where they want you to be protected and to protect when you go to their hospital. But beyond that, like I said, that's not given yet. That they're still working on all that stuff. Yeah. But what I'm saying is, about 6 to a year. Watch my words. Yeah. It's gonna be normal. There ain't gonna be a military coming up your street with like the boot camp with the machine guns on your arms.
That'd be cool.
I know, right?
Also, I can't, because if I take the shot and then this hammer, Thor will hit the cow and the cow will explode into flames. And hala wala, I can't have that. It's part of my religion, so I can't take any shots.
Oh, you know what was cool?
My sacred cow will die.
This was cool on Saturday. This was cool on Saturday. Here in Des Moines, we heard a bunch of fire trucks, ambulance. We're like, what the fuck is going on? Is their house on fire? I mean, you heard a lot, right?
Yeah.
And we're going outside like, I don't see the smoke. But then all of a sudden, you saw a parade of fire trucks and ambulance because they were doing the fireman Santa Claus.
Oh, I thought somebody's cow exploded because they got the shot.
No. So I thought there was like a fire or something. We go out there and they were doing the Santa Claus like they had like five fire trucks and like 5 ambulances just driving around the blocks with Santa Claus like waving at people, and they're having. And this year, I remember they did that in Port Orchard. They used to hand out like candy and stuff, but I know this year they're not handing out candy because.
Yeah, well, that's cool.
It's still cool.
They're still out doing stuff. Yeah, I thought somebody's sacred cow exploded because they got the shot. Because if you get in my religion, if you get the immune shot, your cow will explode into flames. Again, with Thor's hammer, will hit the cow. So. If I go to the VA and they say, well, you can't, you got to have, I said, well, I can't because then my cow will catch fire. It's my religion. And they'll have to say, well, we understand. Okay, his religion, he can't get it because his cow catches fire. I mean, I thought that was what that was. So Be careful out there. Your cow might catch fire if you get the shot. Not to say you can't do it. I would do it, but it's not me. My cow will catch fire, and if I get it, I die. Well, I don't really die, but I can, possibly, theoretically. I have cirrhosis.
We do have, AC78 Run joined us. Michelle Roos, if I'm right, Michelle, I think you came from the Black Sheep site. So if that's where you came from, welcome. We like seeing you here. Thinking of planning a monolith in the garden.
Oh, cool, man. They're popping up everywhere. Did you see the monolith, Eric? A guy did a zoom in on it, and I was a fake artist. So I worked in the museum and I worked in the exhibits department. So it was my job to make artificial things that make you think things are real in the aerospace industry. I worked on the spaceships to make sure you guys think it's real. So the monolith, actually, they're hollow. They're in a triangle shape and they're hollow. And they've got little rivets in them. Literally man-made, like not even well done, poorly done monoliths that are popping up all over. Some artist is popping them up everywhere. I'm like, this is poorly made.
Oh, yeah. It popped up in Utah, and then it popped up in another country, and
alien.
It's just like a
alien
artist, a bunch of artists with cheap cameras and stuff, and it's
so bad, but it's funny. And I'm gonna give the artist a shout out because you're doing a hell of a job making the truthers and wackies and all the fuckers like, oh, the 10-4, it's goddamn aliens. They're sons of bitches that put the monoliths everywhere. And I'm like, they're fucking made art pieces with the rivets in the side. It's hollow in the middle. How are they removing them so fast? They must be materializing in and out of reality. No, they're not. They're hollow.
I'd rather see that than somebody yelling at a store for not letting him in. I'm sorry. I like to have some fun. Now, what is this?
That's brilliant.
21st December 2020.
Oh, yeah.
December.
I'm going to talk about that. Yeah, I'll talk about that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know what he's talking about, so that's awesome.
Well, we got to remember, dude, now we're dealing with the 21st of December, which is when Saturn and Jupiter are going to be very, very the closest they have been in fact, I got it in my notes. It's going to look like the Star of Bethlehem. It's going to be a bright ass, it's not a star, but it's 2 planets, whatever you want to call those things up there. I don't care what you guys want. Your flat earth, round earth, fucking, is it pear shaped, big turd, whatever. 2 of the items in the sky are going to be very close together, and it's going to shine very bright right next to the moon. So that's the narrative. That's what's going on, and it's Saturn, and it's Saturn and Jupiter, which is actually Kronos and Zeus. If you want to go back to mythology.
Well, we're about to get into it, but I'm gonna
21
show
December.
something. I'm gonna show you something that's fun that my wife bought for this dog, and you know this dog. You ready to see this, Bob?
Yeah.
You might have a kick out of this.
Let's see.
You see it?
Oh, yeah, that's what the Brits have on their dogs here.
Is it really?
They all have the one I walk has several different shirts. I got to put it on the animal. I got to put it on the dog. I walk a terrier, Eric, and I've got multiple sweaters, and one of them is a cool. It's the old, how I remember, British flag with the center stripes, not the side stripes. So yeah, that's cool.
No, it's just kind of cool. The reason I'm pointing up Instagram because you sent this one. What is this right here? What do you when I look at this picture, what am I looking for? Is it like something that
last night? That's the moon. Last night.
Okay.
That's the moon last night. Now you normally see. Now I'm not going to just send anything. Okay, I'm not. This is just going to send you anything. I debunk.
That's why I'm bringing this up. That's why I'm bringing it up.
But if you look, I don't know if you could make this thing large or not. But if you look at this fucking thing, I don't know if you can make. I doubt if you can make it large. You'll see the moon in the middle. You see the moon in the. It's not even a full moon. It says after the full moon. That moon is in the middle. Look at the top and the bottom. Look at those bright, round, bright. What the fuck is that? Was walking late night last night, walking the dog, freezing cold, looked up in the sky and I said, holy sheep shit, what is that? I have never seen anything like that. The moon is in the middle. Now you see the moon in the middle, Eric? See that little
moon, right you got a black cloud in the second half of that moon. And then above that cloud, there's an extra brightness above
and below
that
it.
cloud.
And below it.
And below now below, if I'm taking a guess, there is sometimes where you can see the sun and moon out at the same time.
Oh no, this is the middle of the night.
I would think that's a sun behind that one light.
No, this is at night. This was I'm trying to think. This was about 11:30 at night last night, close to 12 o'clock, about 11:35, almost 12 o'clock. So yeah, 11 and change, almost 12 o'clock, midnight. That's what it is. That thing was in the sky. That's what was at basically around midnight last night. That is in the sky around the midnight-ish. What the fuck, man? I was like, okay. Now I imagine some other people in Britain, if you're from England, you guys might be going, yeah, that's kind of what I saw too. Or you might I didn't see the sun. It was too many clouds. There was, when I was walking, it happened to be a break. And then I saw that. I said, holy.
Carla says, because she's from the UK, yeah, the moon is crazy bright at the moment.
Thank you for saying that, Carla. She sees it. It's wacky.
Willie says the moon is freaking awesome lately.
Right. Thank you for saying that.
Lit.
Okay, anybody in this sidebar that's British.
A round moon in a cubed cloud a few weeks ago.
Okay, yeah. So again, anybody in the English Isles or in Europe, last night, come on, man, did you guys see this thing?
Is a Death Star.
Doesn't it? I was like, what are those objects below and above the moon? How did it light up that much area?
Can I show you? I got to show you a crazy picture here, Bob. I got to explain this picture for a second. I'm sorry, guys. I'm showing a doggy picture.
Oh, the dog.
Okay, we're taking this dog for a walk, right? And there was bushes on the side. She went into the bushes, grabbing something out of it. I'm like, what is she doing? In her mouth, she grabbed a whole garlic bread that somebody burnt and threw outside. Can you see it? Can you see her mouth? It's a burnt garlic bread.
I thought it was a human's hand at first.
And we walked with her, and she had it. She kept it in her mouth the whole walk.
Wow. Okay. Hey, better than something dirty. Better than a human hand, I guess. No, that's cool.
No, I was like, what the fuck is she grabbing? Is that a bone? It's like, oh, it's a burnt garlic bread. Somebody must have cooked it, burnt it, and threw it outside.
Well, I used to hide burritos for her, and she loved digging up the burrito. When I hide the burritos in your back garden, she'd like to dig them up.
I got to tell you this story. Now, this is not about a cat. Okay, you know, Gaby has a cat, right?
Yeah, apparently 3 now.
Okay, Gabriel and his girlfriend were gone, and that orange cat was on top of whatever in the front room, whatever. And I heard a meow like in their bedroom. I thought, oh, because they have 2 cats, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get that cat out, let the cat hang out with this cat. So I grabbed this cat. It was gray, and I took it out, and Violet was there. All right, we're looking at this cat, right? Violet's like, that cat looks gray. Wasn't the cat black? And I'm like, yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Are we having a Mandela effect or something, right? Because this cat was gray. Like, so we were back in the room. There was a 3rd cat. They got another cat.
Yeah. I saw his social media.
But it's funny because we're sitting here like, are we having a Mandela? Wasn't this cat black? It's gray now.
Yeah, I saw his social media. Your son's on social media, and I heard about that. I saw the thing about the 3rd cat. I go, do you not know your son is on social media telling us everything, Eric? I'm in England, and I know all about your son because he's social media.
So
puts everything.
we're gonna get into the stars.
Yes,
now, I took this right off the internet. In my poll, I just took it right off what it says. This is how do constellations affect us, right? And these 5 I put here was beneath this question here, and it says help people to recognize stars in the sky by looking for patterns. The stars and locations can be much easier to spot. The constellation had used in ancient times. They were used to help keep track of the calendar. So I put this up just to kind of see what do people kind of what is they use the constellations for themselves most. And 35% people says it helps people to recognize stars in the sky. The second place one is they were used to help keep track of the calendar.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the third place by looking for patterns. And then the constellations had used in ancient times because they use it. And then the last one was the stars and locations can be easier to spot. Now, I didn't make up these sentences. These were beneath this word. I kind of wanted to see what people know about constellations because I'm going to be here. I'm going to be honest. I'm not going to make up shit just to make myself sound more intelligent. I don't know too much about the constellations. I know their shapes. We all went to school, about the different shapes, what are they called, and how people use the skies. Like if you're on a boat, before we had compasses, before we had, of course now, before we have a map quest and everything now to pinpoint. Back in the days of before all this technology, they would use the skies and we use the constellations for guidance to get them from A to B. Okay, education and public image, the myths, the magic, and the mysterious of the universe. About constellation, a constellation is a group of stars that appear to form a pattern, a picture like Orion the Great Hunter, Leo the Lion, or Taurus the Bull. Constellations are easily recognizable patterns that helps people, orient themselves using the night sky. There are 88 official constellations. Now, I don't know.
88.
I'm not here to say there's 89, there's 87. And honestly, I'll be honest. Yeah. I don't know any of the Mandela effects for this either. I don't know any of that. So this is kind of a learning thing for myself.
I think they used to be like 46 and then now it's 88.
Yeah, like here, modern constellations like the Peacock, telescopes and the giraffe were identified by later astronomers in the 1500s, 1600s, and 1700s who used telescopes and who were able to observe the night sky in the southern hemisphere. These scientists connected the dimmer stars between the ancient constellations. There are 38 modern constellations. Now, in 1930, the International Astronomical Union officially listed 88 modern and ancient constellations.
88.
One of the ancient constellations was divided into 3 parts and drew a boundary around each. The boundary's edge meet dividing the imaginary sphere and the celestial sphere surrounding Earth into 88 pieces. Astronomers considered any star with a constellation boundaries to be part of the constellation, even if not part of the actual picture. Now, if you look behind me, our thumbnail is a lot of those designs. I know you can't really see it because I have these squares up, but if you look behind me, my thumbnail that I created has a lot of these. I don't think it has all 88.
Yeah.
But it has some of the constellations. So like I said, I'm not here. Now, I don't know the Modelos behind this at all. I don't know.
For me, there is. For me, I remember I worked at the Aerospace Museum, and I'm stumped on. I see a lot of aquatic animals that were never, ever aquatic in my time. There is a lot of different people that are from or kind of think like I do that kind of have, again, I'm probably wrong. And those that remember some of the things, if you were kind of into this thing, like Eric says, he wasn't into it. Most people aren't. Some people that kind of have that old memory, be wrong or right, don't remember all these aquatic animals, like the ram. The ram now, Eric, is aquatic. It's got a fish tail. There's a lot of they call Mandela effects with a lot of the astrology stars. The teapot for Sagittarius, this teapot, which is ironically the same shape. Sagittarius teapot is the same shape as the fire. For me, only me. I'm way wrong. In fact, I am wrong. But it's the same shape as the fire on the Statue of Liberty. I'm like, oh, that's the teacup.
Let me take this off and let me share one of the things you sent.
Yeah.
And we'll start with hold on, which one I want to start with? Let's start with here. Oh, that one. There we go. Google image. Let me share the screen. Google image result. Because you sent me this one, and it's pointing. It has Virgo, Libra, Scorpius. Man, who fucking comes up with these fucking names, especially these long ass names? Come on, man. People, make it simpler. Leo, simple. Leo, Virgo, simple. Libra, simple. When you start going to Sagittarius, Ophiuchus, or Capricornus, come on. There he is. So, Bob, why do you send me this? What is this for?
Well, is that the 12 one? Remember, the 12, I've found out. Now, I don't care what people think. People here, they're still locked into the old mindset, and they're incorrect. There was 12 signs, 12, and now there's 13. Now, understand, everyone's like, fuck you, man. There was never a 13. I'm sticking with the 12. Understand that there's 13 for a reason.
Oh, there's 13 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There's 13 here.
There's 13 now. 13.
Oh, you're saying there was 12 before.
There was 12 and only 12. Ever 12, and people still practice the 12.
What do you know which one that's not supposed to be there?
Of the What the Fuck News. Yeah.
Which one?
It's Ophiuchus. Now, Ophiuchus it's really interesting. This is where Black Sheep's going to jump in and probably go, Janice! But Ophiuchus is a new constant. Well, it's not new.
There he is. Black Sheep right here. Black Sheep had 8 signs, Egyptians, and 10 for a bit, and some people talk about 14.
Wow. But the 13th one was Ophiuchus. Now, Ophiuchus is important. Yeah, my baby is on the 13th. Okay, Ophiuchus is important, Eric, and I got bad news for you. What sign are you, Eric?
I'm a Taurus.
No, you're not. You're wrong. It's wrong. You used to be Taurus. Your mind says Taurus because you've always had a 12. You thought about 12. It's 13. And the Babylonians 3,000 years ago, according to the narrative now and the history, it backs it all up. I did my own fucking checking up, and boy, there it is. 3,000 years ago, it was 13. The Babylonians always had 13. They removed one of them along the way because they didn't want anybody getting it right. And that's just me taking a guess. They jumped down to the 12 for 12 seasons. Actually, it takes 13. 13. The moon has 13 cycles, not 12. 13 cycles.
I'm not technically considered Taurus.
You're not Taurus no more, Toto.
Then what am I?
Let's find out. I think
May 8th. So I was born on the 8th.
Okay, let's take a look at the new one. Now,
Black Sheep said, Oculus originally an eagle.
Let's see. Okay, to May 3rd. Okay, you're an Aries now. You're Aries. Aries is now 19 of April to the 13th of May. Now, understand why do I look at this and even announce this as bullshit, man? No, because this is when the sun actually goes through the constellation. The sun actually in real time. I don't care what you guys think of the earth is flat. That's fine. It don't matter. The machine mechanism still does the same mechanics. Still does its turns. Still does its goes throughs areas for constellations because up there is just a goddamn map of what it is. I don't care. Other than that, you guys have your own discussion what they are. But as of now, we're talking about them as constellations for a map for your future or whatever. So, Eric, the sun goes through Aries during your birth date time. Goes to Aries between 19th of April to 13th of May. 13th of May. So, you're May 8th.
May 8th.
So, you fall into Aries now. You are not
13 months was widespread, especially from the Viking area.
Thank you. That's why I was happy. We should bring his ass on here. But yeah,
I just asked Paul if he wants to come on.
So it's now 13, and if you follow the 13 chart, you're going to get a whole different meaning for everything. Now, everyone's like, I know a lot of old astrologers that do the signs for people. They're like, hey, no, man, no bullshit. It's 12. I go, I get it. I've been 12 my whole life too. But if you do the actual science and you look at when the month goes through the constellations, you're going to see them go through the new 13 thing. That's just where we are now. It is what it is. Get over it. I'm saying that there are people behind the curtain. The people behind the curtain follow the 13 chart. The people in front of the curtain follow the 12 chart and get everything wrong every time.
So Paul is going to come on. So I'm going to let me get him on. There he is. Hold on. Let me send him the link. I'm going to putting in a link in the email because we don't want the troll to jump on. Yeah. So Paul, I just sent you the link.
See, now I used to be October. I'm October 17th, 1970. So I used to be a Libra, not according to the new 13th cycle. I'm not a Libra no more, dude. I'm a Virgo. I'm like, what? But if I follow what the dark people behind the curtain are following, and the people behind the curtain are the one making all the decisions, and they're the ones following in the 13th version, you got to follow what the enemy does. You got to understand me, people. I understand you do the 12. Everyone has the 12. Okay, stick with what you want. But if you want to follow, like Sun Tzu, the Art of War, you want to know what the enemy's looking at, you got to start with the 13 and start going through their stuff. So there's a lot of significant things happening according to the 13th chart. That's what the enemy, I'm just saying in a hypothetical comic book, follow the enemy's methods. Here we go. I think the Earth as a system has been hijacked and taken over by entities. I think they are trying to stop the natural reset. They fear of losing control. Yeah, I can kind of go with that. I could see that. They're trying to get they have the reason for, and one of the secrets that people don't know about, and you look up your own description. Everyone need to do homework. You need to look up the Ophiuchus. If you look up the history for Ophiuchus, now Eric, Ophiuchus is in the constellation Ophiuchus is a man handling a snake. He's a snake handler. I'm gonna let Black Sheep jump in here in a minute. He's ready to roll.
Let's do this.
Snake handler, dude.
I'm gonna ask Black Sheep and Bob questions for you both. Okay.
Yeah.
So you said I was a Taurus, but if you go under the 13, I'm an Aries. Yeah. Now, this might sound vague to people, but I'm just gonna ask this question. Why should it matter to me if I go from a Taurus to Aries? Is there a true meaning for me from going from a Taurus to Aries? I'm just asking, like a common person would say, what is that? What is the difference anyway?
I'll let Black Sheep have it. He just jumped out.
Well, first of all, I've got to say I'm no astrologer. Session is the lady, and she's learning. She does the Vedic. But what I primarily look at is obviously to do with my research, and what I can tell you is Ophiuchus, which now is a serpent. It's a guy holding a snake, basically, and that's the signal now. But originally it was an eagle. And no one knows actually when it changed, because obviously, you know, all about eagles and how prominently are in Rome, the Hittites, all the great eras, it was an eagle. I mean, it's a part. Let me just get off here. If I can get on, it's a part. As you can see, I've talked about many times in the Celestial Sphinx. It's creation. It's just above Scorpio, and it was originally an eagle. And
show that again.
Yeah, see it. Let's get that on there.
So you can see, there it is. It originally was an eagle, like the US flag type of thing, and it's just above Scorpio there. So it sits just above Scorpio.
Oh. Now, which constellation is that? The original name? What was the original? Oh, that looks like, sure does. What is that constellation? It's right above Sagittarius. What is that one?
Ophiuchus, that's what it is.
Ophiuchus, okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
For some reason, they changed it to the guy holding the serpent holder. Now, no one actually knows when they did, but the ancients, it was an eagle. See, them foot. Well, you got the Leo, the lion, you got Taurus the bull or the ox, and you have the Aquarius, which was a man as well, but and a water sign, and then you had the eagle. Them four together. If people read the Bible, you notice that God or Jesus was created by them four animals the same.
Okay.
You can see it. It's all in my videos that I've done in it. And it's crazy that they changed it to the guy holding the serpent. Now, that is something that I've not had time to look into why and when they actually changed that. But it does affect a lot of things, because people talk about, for instance, I saw about, when you're talking about the Polaris and things, I just noticed it was in the writing. Polaris wasn't always the North Star.
I know. Thank you for saying that.
And it moved again and again. Last time it was in the Draco system called Thuban. And now all the ancient cultures had snake worship. So the North Star was in the snake constellation, the serpent. So that's why you see serpent worship in ancient time, like, everywhere. Just because that was the North Star, Polaris, and it moves, and it's going to move again in another 200 to 400 years or something like that. It always moves. People don't even realize that. I had a guy arguing with me the other day, and I said, listen, I'm only telling you what research I found. And he didn't get back to me because obviously he must have read up and seen that it changed. So you've got to know, for instance, if we're all, as we say, energy and frequency and vibration and whatnot, and the stars are basically the sound, sonar luminescence, or you can say a lot of things, electromagnetism, whatever. So when you were born, the energy that is in the air, basically, from the stars affects you. That's why when you look at proper astrology, you can say, "Oh, that is me." That does make sense. but that is the ancient stuff, not like the paper stuff that you get in the weekly.
Yeah, the weekly. Yeah.
The weekly things. It's just like I said, I'm no astrologer. I just know bits that are important. I had a book that I took to my friends and I still not got it back, and they talk about 14 constellations, and everything is really different. And this guy has been an astrologer for 40 years. I think even Session and Hour's got the book because it's so profound. It's like, do you know when you go to Flat Earth or Mandela and you say certain trigger words? This has a trigger word in the astrology section because it says it's 18, and there's stuff like the whale in it and everything. I'm a Taurus. I'm on the cusp of Taurus and a Gemini. Always Session, and in this one, I'm a whale.
Hello? Yeah. I'm a Virgo, dude. Here, let me do the dates. I'm gonna read the dates off for people, and then we're gonna move on because I'm just gonna do it real quick, so you guys just have an idea. What he's talking about, everyone's changed a little bit. I was a little bit shocked, but here we go. This is what we have now, and this is what the guys behind the curtain practice. So, for those out there, the new Pisces is, I'm just going to read out the dates real fast. Pisces is 12 March to 18 April. The new Aries is 19th of April to 13th of May. The new Taurus is 14th of May to the 20th of June. The new Gemini is the 21st of June to the 19th of July. The new Cancer is the 20th of July to the 19th of August. The new Leo is the 20th of August to the 15th of September. The new Virgo is the 16th of September to the 30th of October. The new Libra is the 31st of October to the 22nd of November. And the new Scorpion is the 23rd to the 29th of November. It's short days. And the last one is Ophiuchus, no matter how you say it, Ophiuchus, the 30th of November to the 17th of December. So those are the new dates, everybody. I'm just the messenger. Black Sheep's just the messenger. Guys.
Now from the Nile, what do you think of those dates?
Who's that? Before I tell everyone, Session, if I can hear feedback on your side, sort it out, woman. Sort it out.
Okay. I'm driving, so if you hear some background, it's the car in the road. But
no, you're not supposed to drive, you know what I mean? But yeah, if you think about it, even on this thing, I've just found out like last year that this guy who's been in astrology for so long, I forgot his name. I have the book, it's just not in my house. Otherwise, I'd have showed it. I've done a video on it, but I am like I said, I'm a Taurus Gemini on the cusp that people talk about. I don't know astrology. I do have friends that know it.
Yeah.
But in this one, I'm Cetus. Cetus.
Oh, you're the Feces. I don't know. We all say it different. Oh, you're Ophiuchus.
No, this one is Cetus. You know,
Cetus.
This is an even new one. If you think your mind's blown with this 13 that NASA's talking about, because that's when you get all this 13, is that this other guy is talking about 14, and even that is mumbled up. There's ones that you've never heard of. Ophiuchus or Ophiuchus is in it. And then there's another one called Cetus. Cetus, Cetus. Oh, yeah. And every so often that changes. So that is crazy when you're talking about astrology, and that's the whale. So if you ever want to look up that, you should type in Cetus, the whale constellation, and it will tell you a lot about that. It's just crazy. But like you're doing the show on constellations and that is
because if we got to talk about it, I'm blown away. I'm seeing all these aquatic. I talked about the aquatics. I don't remember so many damn aquatics, and we joke about the whale. So of course, everyone knows the ram, the Aries, the ram. To me, it was just, and there's still you still see pictures of it as a ram, but on most things you see it with the tail, with a fish tail. And I go, when the fuck did that happen? So it's a lot of aquatic animals in this new constellation. A lot of aquatic stuff. It's interesting.
Now, Bob,
it's like a minefield, isn't it?
You guys, Bob, you sent me this that says new 13 zodiac symbols mean your star sign isn't what you think it is. So basically, you're sending me what what we are now. What not
kind of what we're just talking about. Yeah. And I'm gonna put this out there real quick for everyone to understand. Now, again, I debunk. So of course I said I don't trust NASA. So of course, when everyone said NASA put it out, I immediately have a red flag. I went to look at NASA stuff. I worked at Pace with NASA. NASA just put it out there. Now I went around NASA to look up the actual history. And yeah, the Babylonians, and I'm sure Black Sheep will agree, they had their own charts. Now, put NASA aside. Now, I think NASA stepped in front of it to say 13, so people will not trust it. It's the opposite, because I don't trust. As soon as I saw NASA, my first instinct is not trust it. I think they're doing it so you won't look at the 13 or 14 signs. You won't do it because NASA endorsed it. If NASA's endorsed it, you're not going to touch it with a 10-foot pole. But I went around NASA because they're disinformation designed for you to get hate them. And as soon as NASA puts their stamp on it, you're not going to touch it. I said, fuck NASA. Yeah. They're just fake. They're just there to scare you away from the idea. I looked at the idea and I said, oh my God, Babylonians did have information on it that was correct 3,000 years ago. And this was correct. Now, this, Eric, is a whole new fucking thing. That is Sagittarius dwarf. It's the Sagittarius. We now might not even be from milk, according to the narrative. We might not be part of the Milky Way. We are part of an entirely different system, a galaxy that has it goes the other direction and it enters into the Milky Way, and we're part of that arm. See that little arm that goes around? We're part of that. Our solar system is part of that arm, and we're going into we're going into the Milky Way.
Well,
and that
what's this one that you sent me? You also sent me this one.
It's a whole new thing.
What's this one? Is this the same thing? Just a different look?
Oh no. Okay, so this is the connection I made. That's why I want a black sheep here. You see that symbol right there? That is what I'm talking about. That is the Orion. Oh no, right. That is the Sagittarius dwarf galaxy. It's called the Sagittarius dwarf galaxy. That ring is called the Sagittarius dwarf galaxy, and it enters into the Milky Way. Now that symbol for me, I go, wait, where have I seen that before? The NASA fucking symbol.
Yeah.
So if you look at the NASA logo, you're gonna see that. You're gonna see that symbol on the NASA logo. So if you bring up a NASA logo after staring at this for a few seconds, everyone get that in your mind hole. Get that in your head. Look at that symbol and look at that dot that goes around. Look at that symbol. That is supposed to be Sagittarius dwarf galaxy that's entering, and it's entering, or according to the narrative, entering the Milky Way galaxy. Now bring up a NASA symbol.
Okay.
You guys tell me if they look.
I'll find the symbol. But there was a question in the chat. I never heard of it. Somebody wrote, have you all heard about the 10,000 year clock? What's a 10,000 year clock? And I'll find the NASA symbol.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Oh, I've briefly heard about the 10,000 year clock. Yeah, it's supposed to and there's different types of clock. I don't know if that's the same one that it's supposed to do. There's one for the universe time, universe clock, and there's an Earth clock, and there's so many different ones out there.
Yeah. Oh, good. I've never heard of that. That's good you said that. That's why I like this show. That's why I like having people come on. They fill me in on that one. So you see that? You see that ring? That is supposed to. That is exactly the Sagittarius dwarf galaxy, according to the narrative, that's entering into the Milky Way galaxy. We're according to them.
One, just so I can see it, close together. Let's see. Let me bring back the other one.
You just have to think what is going on in like history, because, like I said in the chat before, the Dagons from Africa had 8 star signs, and then Egyptians had 10.
Keep on pulling up the wrong
one for a bit, and then you have 12, and we've had 13 now, and you have 14 that guy theorizes in the book. So it just shows you what is going on, where it's to confuse the populace. You think about it, if you get an heavy community fighting each other over star signs.
Oh yeah,
it's
easily. That's why that's why I like your approach. Take it or leave it. I'm presenting the data, and if I'm wrong, remind me, and if not, throw it away or keep it or whatever. Once add it to your own. See, here's this symbol of this is what it's supposed to be, a vertical. That's supposed to be the Sagittarius dwarf galaxy going into the Milky Way galaxy where we are now. We're just kind of on that wheel that landed through. We're technically part of that Sagittarius galaxy. Is we're also where the wow signal comes from. It's where it meets. It's supposed to be two. If you guys look it up now, Sagittarius has two galaxies merging in together. Well, that's the symbol. That's it. But Eric, did you see the NASA symbol? This, and then go back to NASA symbol. It's the same goddamn thing. That's what they're telling you. Or as Black Sheep says, that's the misinformation that they're giving you. They'll lead you into there. See?
Hey, see, we also got. I've not really looked at that, but you also got the Doomsday Clock, which is a clock, but not an official clock.
It's a doomsday.
The Doomsday.
10,000-year doomsday. But see, there it is, there, Vector.
It is though, isn't it? Because as you say, you can say this, you can say one thing, another channel can say another thing, another, and it's whoever's got the most influential followers would then release that. Because you just look how many like wildfire memes go and it's like the wrong information or stuff I've covered on my channel and people have posted it's the truth and it's a CGI image.
Yeah,
it's very hard because people don't spend the time to, like you said at the beginning, to research a topic, and then you can still get it wrong. But that's the sometimes
it's changing daily, man. Dude, I'm still going over the new constellations, like you were talking about. I'm like, I don't remember that. So I'm having this is all brand fucking new, right off the damn printing press, whatever information that I'm just playing with. That's why I'm happy you're here to throw it away, correct me, say, hey, I got another idea from another person I heard of to add to it, or maybe to squash this idea to fit this little puzzle. But it's just interesting that there's a 13 sign thing going on, and I know it's matching up with a lot of things. I'm like, this might be what the behind the curtain people are playing, because with that, what the meaning for. The actual meaning for what's it called? The Ophiuchus means hidden information. It's translated as secret hidden information. Also, resurrection and healing. The guy with this thing. But we could also go into Melusina. Remember Melusina with the two legs, the snake legs? Well, Ophiuchus could also be Melusina, but much later down in the Greek mythology. And we talked about Janus with the two.
Yeah, I'll tell you what's funny though is if you look at the constellations, and I know I'll put it on your chat and I'll on your little thing. I had a quick go at it, like looking at how I do, spellamology, which is just my take on etymology of the word constellation. And constellation means God moves in a steadfast, unchanging motion through the heavens, and that's what constellation means that I found out. So
that works.
I mean, as you know, you're sitting in the hut if you believe how it went, and we come out the ooze and that, and they're looking up in the heavens. When you be honest now, when I look at some of the stars and they think, how in the blue heaven have they got an ox or an eagle or this from having two little dots? Because they look nothing like it.
No.
You know what I mean? You look at it and you can honestly say, how have they got some of these constellations? And obviously in them days, it might have been a little bit clearer. There might have been more stars visible because obviously we have light pollution that ruins a lot of, your viewing it on the stars. So you just don't know what it's like in them days. It's crazy.
And they have a whole story myth behind each one of them. And it constantly changes. Again, if you look up at the Ophiuchus or whatever, it's another name for it. Is supposed to be the son of Apollo, who is handling snakes. Also, could be that one. Asclepius, the son of Apollo, supposed to be that gentleman up there playing with the snakes. There's a whole story behind that. The son of Apollo, who learned. The problem is, Asclepius, according to the myth, learned how to resurrect. Learned the art of resurrection. And so when Hades told Zeus, "Hey man, Apollo's son is resurrecting people. I'm not getting no business here in Hades. No one's dying." He found out that he was able to, by watching a snake heal another snake. The snake gave him the knowledge of good and evil and how to resurrect. According to the myth, Zeus threw him up in the fucking sky. He says, "Get off the earth, go back to the sky, so no one gets healed like that no more." But then people connect Asclepius with the Egyptian magician or whatever, the Egyptian guy. Hotep. Imhotep. Imhotep.
Imhotep.
He's Imhotep. Imhotep.
What's funny is that Draco constellation that I was talking about before matches perfectly the Native American Indian burial mounds, because it goes like that, and it has a circle at the end which looks like, like a human embryo type of thing in its mouth, and that matches like the stars above. So if you go off date, when was that made? If that was the major constellation time, and then that was in antiquity. So you know what I mean. So when people are talking about, even now, people talk about Polaris. Did you know there's the Polaris A, B, and C?
Yeah.
So I mean, what we on about? I mean, if Polaris A 1, 2, 3, you know what I mean. So there's so many things, and it's not the brightest. So obviously they've changed it for a reason. And this is what your shows and other shows who actually delve deep into this type of stuff has to ask, because obviously they make the North Star or a constellation that name for a reason.
Yeah. For a reason.
Finding that reason and then obviously interpreting, because a lot of these things are interpreted.
Yeah. Okay. We poor gal. She's driving her car. Did you want to add anything? We're really sorry about.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Okay. So this is what I have learned. Okay. So the 12 original zodiac was from clear back from the ancient Babylonian times, and that also is very popular in India because it is the oldest that we know of. Now, as far as the number of constellations, yes, there is more than the 12. There's actually up to 14. But now people ask, well, why did they only use the 12? And the only thing that I had looked up was that it was not meant to be based on the number of constellations. It was supposed to be for the archetypes, which was the 12. And the reason it was for that was because it has to do with us as humans. It has nothing to do with the number of constellations. So now, as far as the 13th sign thing goes, okay, yes, there are up to 14 constellations, but you don't have to include, as far as the zodiac goes, those other constellations. So it's kind of silly when they use that 13th sign, and I've heard it pronounced Ophiuchus, I've heard it pronounced Ophiuchus, and then the way you pronounced it. So
Theseus.
I don't, Ophiuchus, see, I don't know what the real, I don't think anybody really knows much about this. Huh?
It's not like it's not our show or anything, but when I was looking into this, the 12 constellations represent like the 12 apostles. But when you look at it now, when you went to the supper, there was 13, obviously, with Judas. Now, Judas could be classed as an Ophiuchus, and they took it out. You know what I mean? It was just weird how I'm just thinking of that while we're talking.
Yeah.
Well, I was just going to say that. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, no, you're good. You're doing great. Yeah.
Oh, I was just saying that the problem is that people, there's like this movement going on where they're talking about the true sidereal, and they include that 13th sign. Now, I'm studying Vedic astrology myself, and Vedic astrology goes by the sidereal zodiac. The sidereal zodiac, yes, has 12, but believe it or not, if you look to what this new movement where they say, oh, there's a 13th sign and our zodiacs have changed. Well, the sidereal zodiac already had that. because I'm a Scorpio in the sidereal zodiac with the Vedic system, and in the new, supposedly new 13th sign zodiac, I'm a Scorpio. Now, the tropical is totally different. The tropical is the one that mainstream and everybody goes by. But here's the thing, though, is that these people that are spouting about, oh, you know, the 13th sign changes everything. It doesn't. It doesn't, because the Vedas and the Indians have been using the 12 zodiac sidereal. See what I'm saying? And all of our signs and all of the new signs were already there for thousands of years.
Yeah. They were doing the 12. They're still doing the 12 now.
Yeah, they're still, because there's nothing to do with the number of constellations.
Yeah. They're still doing the 12 now. This is, like I said, this is just somebody found the actual evidence that, they actually started off with the 13 and then they removed the 13th one to give people the 12. Now, the conspiracy, and I repeat this is only a conspiracy. So maybe a sliver of it's true. The idea was that because if you read the Ophiuchus description, it's secret. It's called sacred secret knowledge. And the whole thing is that that conspiracy is they removed it to deliberately give the people, the common folk, the 12.
I don't think so.
Would be again, it's all wrong. And only the special ones will be doing it with the 13, keeping the map done with the 13 for a long time, and the dumb ones will be doing the 12. They'll never be correct. Now, again, I debunk. I don't believe the whole damn thing's real at all. But it's interesting that they're pushing, like you said, the narrative of the 13 all of a sudden. Like, it just come up. I'm like, what? There's this 13 push going on.
But see, what if the conspiracy is to get people to think the 13th sign removal is a conspiracy?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When really, in reality, there is really no conspiracy. No one's deceiving anybody, because we've always had the sidereal and then we've had the tropical. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And there's 14 constellations, but we don't use the full 14. They've never had.
That's what he said.
I have a question from D-Link, from D-Live. A person named Price123 says, you think our sun is binary to the Sirius? Cyrus?
Oh, there's two suns, huh? That's another conspiracy out there about the two sun thing.
Yeah, what do you guys think of that question?
I don't know. What do you guys think? I have never seen it, but I'm not taking it off the table. According to the narrative, there's supposed to be the norm. The norm is two binary suns. The abnorm is one sun by itself.
Well, I don't know if you guys know, I have a crazy theory. So, we're all about crazy theories. I did a video on it so long ago. Everyone in certain communities made me a black sheep. Oh, damn, I'm already one.
I want to hear it. That's why we're here. To argue it, or not argue it, but yeah.
You can see it in my video. I think it's the Crystal Matrix video that I talk about, because it was on about different things. Now, as you know, Bob will say, all the ancients believed there was more than one sun. You can see it everywhere. Absolutely everyone believes there was more than one sun. Obviously, we have to get away from the fact that what is the sun in the first place? We have, plasma. Is it frequency? We just don't know. Is it false? Is it actually there? Is it an observation desk like films that we've seen? Who knows? But picture this. Look at the flag of this realm. It's like the flower of life. And you can see it interlocking circles all the way around. And it's the flag they use. So I just theorize, picture that looking down. So each one of them is a district in this realm. So you have them circled, and each circle you have the sun and the moon, because a lot of people are seeing sun out at times when it shouldn't be out and the moon out at the same time. So if you just like Occam's razor, you would say, well, there's more than one sun. How do we know that the sun that we're looking at is not the sun that you're looking at? Or a different one? Yeah. There's no way of tagging it. You can't tag it and go, yeah, that's it, that's mine. And then you're over 10,000 miles away and you're seeing the sun and the moon at the same time too. Or could it be there's more than one sun per district, right, per circle on this realm, and they just go round like this in each district. And sometimes at certain points of the day, the sun and the moon from different districts will cross each other, and you'll see it. It's as basic as that. It doesn't mean I'm right. I'm just trying to come up with a theory that makes sense to me.
It wouldn't hurt us, I'll tell you that. It's a good thing, people. More than one sun is a damn good thing. So,
we use the moon and the sun to react to our body. It releases chemicals. So I've watched too much Stargate and different things like that when you had devices to turn off people to make them go to sleep, to wake up for the day. And that's what I believe the sun and the moon's used for. It's made you to sunrise, so you get ready to rise for the day, and the sunset is getting your body ready for setting for go to sleep. And each time the body releases different chemicals in the body to get you pumped for the day or get you slow down and ready to go to sleep. It's like you don't want everyone to be awake at the same time. So that's why I theorize that it was just like there were devices.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's just like no way of proving it.
Again, it's not bad to have that thought. I mean, more than having no sun is bad. Having a theory of more than one is not good. Not
like you've got guys in New York, haven't you? And then New York and then to Florida, you're on the same time zone and it's thousands of miles apart.
Yeah.
That should make people go, why are they in the same time zone? When in here, in like New York or something, it's snowing and there it's always like tropical and warm and storms. Something doesn't make sense if the sun light was traveling to there. So there's something amiss. And that's all you got to do. You just got to be honest with yourself. I don't know. Can I just, put something else into the hat?
Yeah, that's what I do. I just play with the philosophy of the idea and just add something.
I want all you guys on here because I'm learning a lot here. Because, like Bob said, I look at the stars, but I never really studied the stars.
Yeah, I just remembered like them being like, I mean, the amount of the volume of sand on a beach. But now I just look, maybe again, let's debunk it. I'm in a place where there's a lot of light pollution, so of course I'm not seeing all the stars. I just don't ever remember not seeing that many. Like I'm just seeing the constellations. I mean, literally, I'm going outside and just seeing the constellations. I mean, there is no other stars for me to see. But again, debunking it with light pollution.
If I want to see all the stars, where I know it's a hard question. I know maybe, but where is the best place on this planet for me to actually look up and maybe see the stars at its best? I mean, is there a place where it doesn't really matter?
Yeah, to be honest, it's where they've got the what do they call now? The huge telescope type of things. What they call now? There's a word for it. I forgot what they call now. It's gone out of my head. The astronomy. You know what I mean? Where they have the domes open and the big things come out. You want like
radio.
The altitude
telescopes. That's what they're using now. They're using. Everyone's using radio.
Yeah. I forgot what they're called. It's just some basic instrument like that, and it's gone out of my head.
I got one. I got a telescope. I got the old brass one.
Observations, that's it.
Yeah. We need somebody to get it.
I got a telescope in my room. I've got the window. It's pretty bad. I hope the owner don't get pissed. I've got pieces of paper that all over the window where, this one was lined up here at this time, and I got it stuck to the window, and I have a big ass telescope, like the old brass ones, antique, and I'm looking through it, and I'm writing down, doing the old naturalist version, and say, that moon is not correct today. This is not correct today. But again, like you're talking about the observation, I have to see it to see what the fuck is this?
But you won't anyway, don't you? That's got no street lamps or city lights because they really, really pollute and block out a lot that you can't see. So anywhere basically that you've not, if you're in the countryside, the desert, maybe altitude where the air's a bit thinner. But yeah, anywhere there's got no street lamps, and especially over in the UK, I don't know what about the States. Over here now, they are importing LED street lamps, and they're even worse. Because it's harming when you're taking the pictures of the stars.
Yeah, I was in Scotland. I was in Scotland and staying in a place, and I got to see more stars. I got to see a lot more stars. I felt a lot better. So, fact, there is light pollution in England in a lot of places. Fact, will not be able to see all the stars but the brightest ones, which are that happens to be the constellations. Fact. So I was out there. I can say that you were correct when you say that. I know there's light pollution because I saw more stars. Again, it's not as many as I remember, but my memory's gone. I don't know what's wrong with it, but they're there, and they are constellations now.
Now, Bob, remember when we travel cross country, one of the best places to actually see the big sky was actually in Montana.
Montana.
And they call Montana the big sky state because Montana's so higher off the ground. I mean, you saw that sky. I mean, but is it? It might be kind of a weird question. You think there's answers like if I look at the skies, there's codes. Like you know how we talk about decoding things. Like
I think
mathematically, can the skies have a mathematically answer to stuff? Maybe I know this is a far off theory, but
before 2016, I would have said you're crazy. I debunked no fucking way. Now after 2016, even after doing like ghost boxes in the cemetery and getting fucking the responses, seeing shit, and now yes, it means something in this place. It's definitely something.
Yeah, I mean, you can, like we talk about, you can call astrology hoodoo, you can call it the devil's work and all that. It doesn't matter. The cabal, the evil, use it to prophesize their agenda and also to make money.
That's what I said.
You know what I mean? So they're doing it. So you need to know what they are doing, and that's why, even if you don't look into it, have friends who do know what they're talking about in astrology. Because, like you said, Sessions saying, even in that, they got him fighting because you got people believing in one model, two models. They're always fighting.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Yeah, you have people that will argue and they'll say, well, you know, the tropical is more accurate or the Vedic is, but the truth of it is that, okay, so a lot of people want to just look at astrology and look at it as kind of like a psychological thing, like you're psychologically looking at a person, but the truth of it is it's very spiritual in nature. A lot of the old sages in India would get what they called knowledge from the gods above, how to interpret what the stars were saying. So yes, there is a code in the stars, but it's spiritual.
It's in the name, isn't it? It's in the name. What? It's in the name. Star signs. So
well, sidereal is star. Cider means star.
Well, you know what I mean? When we say star signs, it's actually signs like sigils or ruins or something like that, because it's a sign. So when there's certain something will come over, that is a sign. Mm-hmm. And it's obviously that constellation. So that's what, you know what I mean? So
yeah.
Because the stars are the signs and the planets influence them. That's why you can have a 12 house system, which is your 12 houses of the stars. And then you can have planets in each of those houses. See what I'm saying? They influence each other.
Absolutely.
That makes sense.
I encourage people to, what I'm doing, just me as an anthropologist, I'm doing all three. I'm even doing the Chinese because the Chinese they have the metal ox we talked about. The metal has its own set of variables for emotions, and the ox has its separate set of emotions. Now that's valuable. I do all of them. Again, one of them might be right and they all could be wrong. I don't know which one, but I do them all now.
Can I tell you what the difference between the Vedic and the tropical? Okay, so this is the big thing that people talk about. They say, well, why are the signs different? It's because the tropical goes by the seasons, whereas the Vedic sidereal goes by the actual sign that the sun is in. So it's almost like the Vedic is more for like a flat earth model, and the tropical is more for the model that we know of today is the globe. If you kind of think about it, see what I'm saying? So it makes more sense to look at it as which sign was the sun actually in the moment you were born, rather than going by the seasons. Because when you go by the seasons, that's why it's off. And that's why when you look at the tropical zodiac, you'll say, well, how come I'm a Sagittarius? But then if you look at the Vedic sidereal system, you're a Scorpio. It's because the actual sun was in the sign of Scorpio, but because they're going by the seasons, they go by 0 degrees Aries.
Yeah.
At the beginning, regardless of where the sun is, they say, well, it's Aries 0 degrees based on the season. And I don't like that as much because it's not accurate. The actual sun, and you don't even have to look at either system. Go to a website and look up the planetary alignments, the day you were born, and it will tell you what your sun sign, your moon sign, all the other planets are. And then you can compare it. And I can guarantee you the sidereal will tell you that the sun was in the actual constellation that you were born. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because that's what the 13th one was for me. I was looking at it as like, well, what's the difference? Exactly what you said. According to the 13th model, again, this is all speculation. It's supposed to supposedly accurately more go through your constellation. It goes through, like, actually it's going through the constellation at that time.
I'm trying to find
the 12th did not. I was like, okay.
But see, that's what they did with the 12 house system. They made it an even 30 degrees for each house.
Yeah,
because
30
they're
degrees.
Archetypes.
Right.
Yes, they're archetypes. So even if your sun sign goes through Ophiuchus or Ophiuchus or whatever it's called, even if it actually does, they made that Scorpio.
Okay.
Because it was, it is Ophiuchus, but now all that is Scorpio. I don't know why they did that. I'm still researching that, but I just know that even if the sun's going through Ophiuchus, you're still going to either fall in the Sagittarius or Scorpio. That's why they don't actually give Ophiuchus a zodiac sign. And I don't know why they did that, other than maybe, like I said, they use the 12th house system because it is a lot easier for predictions. I tried using the 13th sign with astrology, and some people say they can do it, but it's not very accurate. I've looked into it myself. You have to have the even 12th house system to do the prediction. And again, like I said, people will argue with that, but again, we're talking about spirituality and looking at what the actual constellations are. The old sages in India, there was a reason why they had the 12 house system. Whereas people in this new movement saying, well, the 13th sign, they try to get, what are you going to have, a 13th house system to include Ophiuchus as its own? It doesn't work.
I guess
I've tried it.
It overlaps because the moon technically does not do 12 when it goes. It does 13.
It does do 13, right?
Yeah, and then the sun also does 13 instead of 12. But again, they practice the 12 with the people. I'm only saying the conspiracy is that the people behind the curtain let the people do 12 because it leaked out for the common folk, and then they stick with the 13. That's the only reason why.
Maybe, but that would have been from thousands of years ago, because like I said, they've been using it. They've been using the 12 house system for thousands of years, going clear back. But see, like even Paul said, they've had different number of zodiacs. They've had 8, 10, all different kinds. So maybe that's just one system that we're used to using. But again, there's information that we're missing on this, because even if you try to look into this, you can't find that missing piece of info that says why they used a certain number of in the zodiac.
You don't know if the evil, the cabal, they are actually knowing the system. They know something else we don't know, and are able
to probably do
the other.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if if we were automatically given all the knowledge that everyone has in this world, if maybe they're using a separate system that we don't know about. Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, the only reason why I even considered doing the research on the 13th is because it's endorsed by NASA. And so I know NASA is a scarecrow.
Yeah, that's a red flag right there.
It turned everyone away from the 13th. They're saying NASA put it. I said, wait a minute now. NASA's a scarecrow. I'm going to NASA to find out what the hell is really going on, because they don't want you to look up the 13th sign because NASA endorsed it. They're there to scare you like a scarecrow. That's what their job is. It's like
it was disinformation. What NASA should have said was yes, there are actually 13 to 14 because Cetus was the 14th one. There is actually 14 constellations. However, both the tropical and the Vedic system use a 12-house system. See, that was never put in, and they did that on purpose to make people think you either need to do the 13th house, the 13th sign zodiac, or a 12-house sign zodiac. That's nonsense. There's 14 constellations. Both zodiacs are 12 houses.
Let me read this. This guy wrote, Red Flag wrote, it does on the Gregorian calendar. The real year is 13 moons of the 28th day each, which is exactly 364 days, with 1 day off for reflection. The 12th month version was to throw us off spiritually.
Yeah. And you know when that was brought in? It was brought in on the research, the Great Vowel Shift. That's when they changed the calendar from the Julian to the Gregorian, or the Gregorian to the Julian. Yeah, I think it's the Julian to the Gregorian. And
it would make more sense to have it. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, sorry. And then the last time these planets that you talked about at the beginning briefly met on the 21st of December was in the Great Vowel Shift era too. So that in the so-called Great Vowel Shift, when everything was changed, the sciences, astrology, compasses were brought in. All this was brought in that period that I call the Great Vowel Shift. I mean, the compass originally was used for astrology and divination in China, and it got changed to work for, the compass directions, which technically we don't need half the compass directions because we never used them. It was only after when Mercator brought his map out, they started to use the compass as a direction. Yeah. Because you look at maps and they'll have east at the top, they'll have south at the top, they'll have west. It's all over the place because they didn't need them. They didn't use them.
No, I do have a discrepancy. I am seeing a discrepancy. I hate being mean. I'm not mean. I'm a nice guy. The sun does not, in fact, go through Cetus. Cetus is the 4th constellation. Cetus, Cetus, and apparently, again, I'm reading the narrative, so it does not. The sun does not pass through Cetus, so it does not go through the 14th constellation. However, it does go through 13. I know it sounds weird. I'm sorry.
I'm not.
No, you're fine.
The book in front of me. I don't know if Session had it. She's in the car. What was funny is because what you were talking about the sun and the moon things. It was every so many years.
Yeah,
it came into effect. And if you had the book in front of me, it's at my friends. I can actually read it out what it says because it's actually in the book. And the book's like 20 odd, 30 odd years old, and I had to get it off Amazon. It's really hard to get a hold of, and that actually goes through why they changed it and why he believes in that. That's just what you know.
They're always changing. Yeah, they're always changing. You are correct. They are always changing. But presently, it does not go through Cetus, so it does not go through the 14th constellation. However, it does go through 13 of them. So I'm just saying this might be reason why everyone's saying in the conspiracy realm that the people behind the curtain are using the 13th, because the sun does in fact go through the 13th constellations, not the 14th. It does not go through.
Doesn't it like just like basic like in
you could be right. No, again, I'm just putting information out. Why? And we can debate it. We can actually, you can go back and double check it, get your book, and the next time come on and say, hey, guess what? I got some information, guys, and hit us with it. I'm just saying what the current narrative is in the web, and we believe everything on the web.
Oh yeah, I do. I believe everything.
Yeah, exactly. So the narrative is it does not.
Definitely. Because, like I said, I don't want to be a whale.
Can I say something about that?
Yeah.
When I tried using the astrology with the 14, it didn't work. Like I tried, and I said no. So yeah, it doesn't matter. Honestly, it really doesn't matter how many constellations there are. You have to use a 12-house system regardless.
Yeah.
So it doesn't work. Yeah.
I'm actually trying to, as everyone knows, I am trying to debunk, and I'm getting information. And like I said, so far, Cetus does not have the sun go through it at all, but the 13th other ones does. But as Black Sheep says, that's the narrative on the internet. We all believe that. We don't know if it like he said, maybe it touches into it for a day.
Oh, I'm anyway, so
I think we had a question.
Even if it touched it for a day, it's still considered in there. But right now, it goes clearly through just the 13. And then, but we go back to the 12 model, and it obviously goes 100% to the 12 model. And she explained it really well, how they just go through the big slice of pie, the big slice, which covers that whole area, more time. As in the 13 covers a smaller slice of pie. It depends on what you're.
Well, see, what's interesting? You know how we know that if you were following a lunar calendar, you would have 13 months, correct? Because, if you did by 28 days, 13 would be a full year. Okay, well, what's so interesting, and this is why Vedic is more, and I'm going to come out and say it because it is true, Vedic is more accurate than the tropical, is because the Vedic, when you look into the techniques, is based on the moon rather than based on the sun. Tropical is more based on the sun.
There's your sacred feminine, everyone's screaming too.
Well,
13th is obviously sacred feminine.
Well, and get this. See, in Vedic, we have what's called the nakshatras.
Yeah. That actually is the sacred feminine, because that would be the moon, definitely in the. Yeah, that's kind of cool.
There you go, Eddie.
Opens weird stuff. Go ahead, man.
Black sheep. It says, "Hey, black sheep researcher, about what year was the calendar changed, and how much weight are you putting into the grand conjunction by the Gregorian calendar, December 21st? The year is the real 2012."
I've just had to double check. I put it in my video, but it was 1382 roughly. I think it came in. They changed the calendar. I know they did it later in the States, but in the UK it was roughly about 1382-ish, and that's in the Great Vowel Shift. So the period of Great Vowel Shift was from the end of the 12th all the way through to the end, just after the 18th century, 19th century, where they changed everything. So in that period, am I putting anything to like maps? I believe all maps are political, religious, and whatnot, and they're all fake.
100%.
Now, same with the calendar. How can you go off the calendar when so much has been screwed throughout, added? You have leap years, you have this, you have this. Do we go off the Sumerian method where they use the 6 and the 60s, or do you go off something else? I mean, whose calendar do you go off? Do you go off the Ethiopian one? Do you go off the Mayan? With so many influences that we just do not know who and what these guys are using. I mean, the 21st has significance this year because that's when they start doing the vows for the New Year's resolutions, and that was obviously to Janus or Janus for the following year. Yeah. So that for that to land in that month where they do his vows is like, whoa, you know what I mean? And then them talking about like a monetary reset the following year. All this money is linked to Juno, and Juno is obviously linked to Janus too, as well as Janus, because he's the inventor of crowns
and money and commerce and the whole another whole god being worshipped, and you can see evidence of that too. It's
Can I say one more thing about the moon real quick?
Yeah.
Okay, so I was going to say that in astrology, the sun is the soul. So what the type of soul that you have is what your sun sign is. So if someone like me is Scorpio, then my soul is to be more like Scorpio. However, people put too much emphasis on the sun sign, and really you should look at the moon, because the moon is our mind in these physical bodies in this earth. So that's why in the Vedic system, the moon is actually more important to look at, because it's an earthly realm. And so when you're looking at anything in this world, if you're going to go by planting, that's why the Farmer's Almanac always goes by the moon, because the moon controls our mind, controls the plants. It controls a lot more stuff on the face of the earth than the sun. The sun just gives the light, and the light helps things grow, but the moon is really responsible for the cycles of everything. So if you want something very accurate, you would go by a lunar calendar would be the most accurate.
That would be the 13. That would be the 13 cycle, correct?
Well, it'd be 13 months. Yeah. By a lunar calendar, yeah.
Let me ask you a question. I heard this on this channel about, I can't remember the discussion. It might be way off topic, but Bob, I don't know if you said it or someone else said it, that there's going to be a second moon.
Well, not a second moon.
What?
It's not the second moon. It's being mistaken for the second moon because it's going to be on the 21st of December. It's going to look big and bright like a motherfucker. It's Saturn and Jupiter together. It's two suns, or whatever your religion or whatever your mythology is. The two are going to be together.
That's a great clarification.
Right.
Moon record. Okay.
Well, what's interesting? Okay. I was going to say what's interesting with that is you have Saturn, who is known as the destroyer, and then you have Jupiter, which is known as the king, and they're actually enemies because if you look at the mythology of it, Saturn was the father. You know how that goes. So you're gonna. Okay, I was gonna say you're gonna have them coming conjunct each other, and so that energy, you're getting the full blown energy of both planets. And then the star system that they're going to be in, then the Shaktra they're going to be in is ruled by the sun. So that is so incredibly powerful. And it is conflicting energy. So I'm really curious to see what's going to happen after December 21st. Now remember, the stuff that usually happens when these conjunctions happen, it doesn't have to be right at that moment. You can see the effects months later. So someone's saying that we might have, some Vedic astrologers are saying we might have a really bad collapse in the economy, whereas some are saying that it could go really good. And you won't see the effects of that till probably about March or April of 2021. Yeah, just an example.
Two opposites. People remember the mythology in Roman. There's other mythologies for it too. Now remember in the Greek and the Roman that Kronos, the father of Zeus, his Kronos' wife, Kronos thought he killed his son by eating him, but the wife gave him a rock. So the whole time in his belly, he's thinking he got himself a son and he's dead or being digested or just sitting in there. We don't know. But the truth is that Zeus was hidden with a bunch of nymphs having a great ass time partying up. And then now he's going to show up and meet dad. Kronos, his father.
Rhea was the wife, and she hid Jupiter, which is Zeus, away from Saturn. And he is known as time, and we all time eats things. You know, it's a circular pattern. So she hid him. And what's so interesting is Jupiter is the most beneficial planet. It is probably one of the most important planets in a person's chart because Jupiter brings good things no matter what sign he's in, and he's very powerful. And Saturn is what we call a malefic. So anything that is going to bring negative stuff, a lot of times Saturn's going to be there. But again, no planet is good or evil. They all have their purpose. But it is fascinating when you look at it from that point of view.
It's yin and yang. It's dark.
It is.
It's yin and yang. We're going to have a yin and yang on the 21st of December. It's going to be dark and white. Whatever side you're on in the fight. One is maybe he was supposed to get rid of his son. He wasn't supposed to be, or maybe he get rid of dad. We don't know. They're going to meet. It's going to be a mashup WWF.
Well, they say that when this stuff happens, when conjunctions like this happen, it can start wars. It can start revolutions. I mean, big stuff happens. And if you look at the government, you know, you can see major stuff going down. So
shit, here we go. It's gonna be good.
I wasn't expecting none of this. This is awesome.
Thanks, guys, for coming on. Hey, thanks, Black Sheep. Thank you, Sarah of the Nile.
Session of the Nile,
you guys,
on a Friday.
People are learning a lot in the chat. This guy wrote, so the grand conjunction will look like second moon. I didn't know that.
Like a second moon.
Then he wrote, did everyone see the huge Saturn-like ring around the moon this Halloween? It was nuts.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I saw it.
Without the moon, right? I mean, that's the day the moon was extra bright.
We just had a lunar eclipse. Did you see the lunar eclipse we just had? That moon was incredibly bright. Yeah, that was really intense too. And we're also going to see the effects of that coming up. Yeah. That lunar eclipse also have a really negative effect on things. So yeah, not good. We have negative effects coming from the lunar eclipse, and then you have this big conjunction coming up. Look out, folks. You know, stuff's changing.
Well, don't forget about Janice now. We can go over to Janice. You've got two faces. You've got dark and good. Same concept, Same thing.
Yep.
The Janus philosophy also fits this criteria. You've got the same thing with the Knights Templars on the horse for the Freemasonry. Now, my time it was only one. For some reason, there's two. You got good and you got bad on the same horse. Now you got meeting up in the sky, yin and yang, Janus two faces, Jupiter, Saturn, whatever your cup of tea.
It's gonna be intense. It's gonna be intense. I'm actually kind of excited to see what happens.
I am. I'm curious to see what the hell is gonna go on.
I know.
So should I start storing up canned foods and water?
I don't know. It might not be a bad idea. You know, I mean, no, I don't have a pot to piss in myself, but I'm just gonna have to wing it. You know, like most people are.
Yeah, right. So you guys have any last words before? This was great, man. Thank you for both for sharing a lot of cool information for a lot of people. That's good.
Information is just what we do, innit? I just love looking at everything. Session. That's why I have Session on, because she knows more on that side than I do.
No, I'm learning. I'm still a student.
Yeah, but you still know more than me. If you know one thing on astrology, it's one more than me. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? It's good polar opposite. I have like Phil who knows a lot more.
This is the first time on this channel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First time on.
You don't get rid of her. I'm trying, but you know what I mean?
And I do appreciate it. I mean, I know it was on the spot, you know, and I said, hey, you want to come on? Because I know you guys know more than this than I do. I mean, I didn't know 90% of the shit you guys were talking about. But now, the final question before we go, the final question is, because of Bob put this thing in my head now, thanks a lot, motherfucker.
Yeah, you're
now,
not
Taurus, or am I what, an Aries now? What
yeah.
I was born May,
Sorry, man.
born May 8th, 1973.
You are according to the 13th sign, dude.
Wait.
You're an Aries, buddy. You're an Aries. You are an Aries.
Oh, I'm an Aries.
I am a Virgo.
Right, that's his sun sign. But what look at your moon and your ascendant. That's more important.
I'm just going out of this guy. I'm going after the literature, and again, I'm only the messenger. Don't kill me. We only give you guys what's the narrative. So here's the narrative out of the book. And Eric, you are, according to this, you are an Aries. So look up what an Aries is and your attitude, whatever. I had to go through and look up Virgo. Now I had somebody else on a control basis. I said the person knows me. Okay, so you know me, you know how I act, whatever. On a non-biased thing, don't tell me. Go look up what fucking Virgo is according to what's in. And the person come back to me with a shocked face. I said, what? It's wrong, right? And they said, no. I said, what do you mean, no? They said, no, that is more you than fucking Sagittarius, or more you than Libra. I said, no way. They said, no, it is more you than Libra. I said, I'll leave it alone with that. I said, okay.
Right before we go, you both,
Really?
Chan the Nile and Black Sheep, you guys do a weekly live show Friday, 11 a.m. Pacific time. Is that every Friday? You guys do that?
It's most Friday, yeah. Like when you go live at 7ish, I go live at 7ish.
Fine, no.
That's 2:00 my time.
Okay, so yeah, you're East Coast.
Yeah, you don't promote me like on your channel because you know what I mean. You know, but yeah, there are other guys that I go at the same time.
Because usually after my show, you guys are still on. So I usually just jump over real quick and try to catch it, you know. But then I rewatch it from the beginning. So that's the best thing about YouTube. If you miss it, you can rewatch it from the beginning.
Well,
I know. I always see you in the chat, Gypsy.
We're gonna do a joke one day, and Eric's not gonna be there. I'm gonna hook up with Black Sheep Researcher here, and for a joke one day, I'm gonna jump on his side on a Friday, and then play a gameplay joke on Eric. Hey, Bob didn't show up today.
I don't know if you can you actually go live on 2 channels, all on each other's channels?
I don't know.
No. I should try it and just see what happens.
Listen, I think you can. I mean, if you got 2 computers and this, you know,
I think you'd have to have 2 accounts, though. You'd have to have 2 accounts, but that would be really funny. You know, you could be talking through one account.
Jumping back and forth.
Yeah. Like I started, the video comes off of me, and then you 2 come onto my channel, and then we're on your channel. People are like,
no, I do know.
People do it.
You can, I know that you can have 2 different channels and go live on both, but I'm wondering, is it through the same account, or is it two separate accounts?
Well, you know what? No, you're right. On StreamYard, I could log into up to 8 channels because I pay for that service. So I could log into 2 different YouTubes at the same time. I can.
Oh yeah, you can.
Because like right now, I'm streaming on 4 other channels: D Live, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. And if I wanted to do a second YouTube, because I did it one time and it worked. So I guess you can.
We'll do it for one day, just for fun. We'll see what happens. We'll just play it. We'll see how we can do it for fun.
Fun time.
Other than that, you guys have your own magic. You don't want to steal it. I would ruin it because I'm not a good. Well, actually, I am a good-looking man. That's the problem.
You got the beard. You got the beard going on.
Yeah. Well, look at Black Sheep Researcher, man. He's growing it, man. He's rocking it. It's a little bit challenging.
Paul's beard is getting thick.
It's getting there.
Well, Father Christmas.
Pretty soon he'll be getting down to here. You'll find out he's getting magic powers. He don't know why. It's his beard. It's the Vril.
All wizards have beards, right?
Yes. One day he and I will hook up here in England and we're gonna get drunk. We're both gonna have full beards. We'll wear wizard hats. And we'll blow everybody's mind by having these weird conversations. Like, what the hell are they talking about?
But
we have one, bring a magic wand.
But before you guys go live on Friday, are you guys dropping any videos before Friday?
Well, Session is still not going to do a video, but she will do soon. She keeps telling me. But
I'm working on it. You guys, I don't know how to make videos. I'm learning.
And then I don't know if mine's going to be ready by then, because obviously I'm just going to do I don't know, I've talked about it for a while, but it's the Sumerian MEs. Now, that's going to be my next video, because I did it a year ago, and obviously I can make a video a tiny bit better than then, and I want to make a bit more sense. So that's what I'm working on at the minute, in between doing everything.
Okay. And then now this Wednesday, when Bob and I come back on, we're gonna have almost like an old school kind of a show. Yeah, with it in a different way. We're gonna have an old school Mandela Effect kind of a show, but we're not gonna just go over the stupid. I'm not saying stupid, but the simple Monopoly. The simple.
After you hear them enough, it does sound stupid. Yes.
No,
yeah, the other ones.
We're gonna. Bob is gonna try to decode what we think can be a real Mandela, and we're gonna code it with math.
Attempt. Okay. Math, symbols, every attempt. Again, I'm like Black Sheep Researcher. I give it a shot and then throw it out there and see if anybody salutes the flag. And I don't know. Again, like the Ophiuchus, the 13th sign. Now, this book came out in 1995. I have never heard of this concept. To me, it's new. I don't call it Mandela Effect. I just call it, I don't know what the fuck this is about. I've never heard of that constellation. I worked at the Museum of Flight, and we had things I had to work on this board. We had constellations, 12, and I've never seen the goat with a fishtail. So I'm like, oh, what the hell? I'm not calling it.
There was a Mandela Effect with the sign of Capricorn. Do you remember that?
Yeah, Capricorn
was just the goat.
Well, there we
go.
Yeah,
I was like, I don't remember Capricorn having a
code that on Wednesday.
Exactly.
Code it on Wednesday.
Yes. So our Mandela effects are slipped in there with just regular conversation when people just have it. I don't even just throw it out as one. I just put it out there and you make people go, I don't remember that. What the hell are they talking about?
But beyond that, I am going to end the show right now. I want to thank the 2 guests for coming on out of nowhere. They weren't expecting to be on. And
awesome.
Anybody who just wants to come on, because your guys' contribution to this topic was fantastic. I'm honest. I didn't know shit about this, and you guys made it more interesting.
Yes.
But I'm not afraid to have that conversation. That's why I do it.
Yes.
Right? We got to have it.
I got the name of the 14th sign. At least I got the freaking. I got to do some research on it and find out about it. I never knew this. I've never knew this.
Whale.
And then the whale. And then I found out, okay, the sun does not in fact go through Cetus. So we got that out of the way, and I could be wrong, but at least the conversation was there. Now he can go, what the hell? I'm gonna research it myself. I'm gonna disprove and debunk Bob. And I want you to do that. That's what you're doing.
Well, beyond that, I want to say goodbye to everybody and see you guys all Wednesday.
Bye, guys.